All right, so are you ready to dive into phrasal verbs?
I am ready.
These are the things that can really trip you up when you're learning English.
Ah, they're tricky.
But once you've got them, they make you sound so fluent.
Absolutely.
So we're going to be looking at a teaching script that goes through 20 of the most common phrasal verbs.
All right.
We're going to break it down.
Love it.
Into 4 categories.
Okay.
We've got everyday actions, handling situations, movement and travel, and personal development and communication.
I like it.
So we're going to go through each of these phrasal verbs.
Okay.
And not just talk about the definition, but really try to understand how to use them in different situations.
Yeah, I think that's really key because it's one thing to know what it means, but another to actually be able to use it naturally.
Exactly.
In conversation.
So let's start with everyday actions.
Right.
First up, we have breakdown. So like when your car breaks down, the script defines it as to cease to function.
Yeah, I think that's a good general definition.
Yeah.
Usually we think about machinery, cars breaking down.
Right.
But it can also be used for like emotional things. Like,
oh, interesting.
If you say somebody broke down in tears, that means they they just lost it emotionally.
That's a really good point.
So yeah, it can be used in a lot of different ways.
So breakdown can describe more than just like a physical thing.
Exactly.
Okay, cool.
Context is everything.
Okay, so context matters. All right, up next, we have
pick up.
Pick up, which I think is one that a lot of people know.
Yeah, it's a common one.
But we're going to look at some of the nuances of how we can use it.
The different shades of meaning.
Yeah.
I like that.
So it can mean to literally pick something up.
Like if you pick up your groceries.
The groceries
or if you pick up a book.
It's fallen on the floor.
But it can also mean to learn something.
Yes, especially in a casual way.
Yes.
So like the example in the script is, I picked up some Spanish while traveling.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
So it wasn't like you were formally studying.
Right.
But you were kind of absorbing it.
Through just everyday life.
Exactly, through just being immersed in the environment.
Okay, so it's more of like an informal way of learning.
Right. It suggests that you didn't put in a ton of effort.
Okay.
Like you weren't like hitting the book.
Hitting the books,
Yeah, you were just kind of picking it up.
Picking it up naturally.
As you went along.
I like it.
Yeah.
All right, so we've got breakdown, we've got pick up. Now let's look at get along.
Get along. Oh, a crucial one.
A really important one.
For social harmony.
Yeah, so this essentially means to have a good relationship with somebody.
Right, to coexist peacefully.
Yeah.
And, I think it's interesting because
it speaks to our ability to kind of navigate different personalities and, some people are really good at getting along with everyone.
Right.
And it makes you wonder, like what's their secret?
What's their secret?
Are they just naturally charismatic?
Yeah.
Or have they developed some specific strategies?
So maybe that's something we can think about.
Yeah, definitely worth observing.
As we're going through all these phrasal verbs, like how can they help us get along better with other people?
Yeah.
Okay, so up next, we have one that I think we all use.
Oh, yeah.
And probably overuse.
Probably overuse.
Which is run out of.
Run out of.
So this is when your supply of something is completely depleted.
Gone kaput.
Yeah, so like when you run out of coffee.
The worst.
The worst. Or when you run out of time.
Oh, yeah.
To do something.
That sense of urgency.
Yeah. There's a real sense of urgency.
Yeah, you got to act fast.
Okay. So, run out of. Very common, but
important to know how to use it correctly.
Okay, last one for this category.
Right.
Give up.
Give up.
So this one, I think sometimes gets a bad rap.
Yeah, people think of it as negative, like admitting defeat.
Right,
but
it doesn't have to be.
It doesn't always have to be.
Right.
It can be about, recognizing when a particular approach isn't working.
Right.
And being willing to, adjust your strategy or try something new.
So it's not necessarily about giving up on your dreams.
It's not about giving up on the goal itself.
Right.
But maybe giving up on
that specific way
a particular path
of getting there.
You're achieving that goal.
Yeah, that's a really good distinction.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
Okay, so I feel like we've already learned a lot.
Yeah, we've covered a lot of ground.
Just in those first 5
essential phrasal verbs.
Yeah. And they all seem to have to do with actions.
Everyday actions.
That we do on
things we encounter.
Yeah, on a daily basis.
On time.
Whether that's with objects or with other people.
Exactly.
It's amazing how these simple phrases can express.
We pack so much meaning.
So much.
Yeah.
Okay, so now we're going to move on to handling situations.
Okay.
And we'll see what other phrasal verbs
ready.
we can uncover.
Let's handle those situations.
Let's do it.
All right. Okay, so we've tackled everyday actions.
Right.
Now we're moving on to handling situations.
Okay.
These are the phrasal verbs that help us navigate life's little curveballs.
All right. I'm ready.
You ready to handle some situations?
I was born ready.
All right, let's do it.
Let's do it.
First up, we have look after.
Look after.
So this one is all about care and responsibility.
Okay.
Like being the designated protector.
Right.
You know, whether it's watching your younger siblings.
Right.
Or tending to a plant.
Okay, so it can be for people.
Yeah.
Or things.
People, things, pets.
Pets.
Anything that needs attention.
Okay, I like it.
Yeah.
So look after is about responsibility.
Right. It's interesting because look by itself can just mean to glance at something.
Right.
But when you add that after,
it
implies sustained attention and action.
So you're not just looking at it.
Exactly. You're not just observing.
You're actively taking care of it.
You're doing something to ensure its well-being.
Cool. I like it. All right, next up we have set up.
Set up.
This one has a lot of different applications.
Okay.
Like it can be about establishing something new, like a business or a system.
Okay.
Or it can be as simple as arranging a meeting, a date.
Oh, so there's a sense of like planning.
Yeah, there's always that element of preparation involved.
Preparation, got it.
You're not just winging it.
Right.
You're putting in the work to create a specific outcome.
To achieve something.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, cool. All right, so we've looked after things, we've set things up. Now sometimes we need to say no, which brings us to turn down.
Turn down.
So this is about declining an invitation or an offer. And you know, it can be tricky.
It can be.
Because nobody likes to disappoint people.
Right, but sometimes you have
You got to do what you got to do.
Exactly.
And I think it's important to remember that turning down doesn't always mean you dislike something.
Right. It could just not be the right fit.
Yeah, it could be about practical considerations.
Right, like you're too busy.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Or it's just not.
Or it's just not for you.
Yeah, not the right opportunity for you at that time.
I like it.
Yeah.
Okay, so turn down is a good one to know.
Definitely.
All right, next up we have find out.
Find out.
So this is when you discover new information.
Right, when the pieces of the puzzle finally click into place.
It can be a good thing or a bad thing.
It could be exciting. It could be disappointing. Right. It just depends.
It depends, what you find out.
Yeah.
So find out is all about discovery.
Yes. And I think what's interesting about find out is that it often happens unintentionally.
Right. You're not necessarily looking for it.
Yeah. It's not like you're actively searching for information.
Yeah.
You just kind of stumble upon it.
You stumble upon it.
It's a happy accident.
Yeah, I like those.
The serendipitous discovery.
Happy accidents, yes.
All right. Last but not least for handling situations.
Okay.
We have put up with.
Put up with.
Oh, this one's all about...
I think I know this one.
Tolerance and patience and recognizing when you've reached your limit.
Yes. Sometimes you just can't put up with something anymore.
Enough is enough.
Exactly.
But you know, it's not always a bad thing.
Right.
Sometimes it's about choosing your battles.
Right.
Like if you're looking after someone, you might have to put up with some minor annoyances.
For the greater good.
Exactly, for the sake of the relationship.
Yeah, that's a good point.
So put up with can actually be a sign of maturity and understanding.
Wow. I never thought of it like that.
Yeah, it's all about perspective.
Okay. So we've handled those situations.
We did it.
I feel like I can handle anything now.
You're a pro.
But what's next?
Well, now that we've handled those tricky situations, how about we hit the road and explore some phrasal verbs that get us moving?
Let's do it.
So our next category is movement and travel.
Ooh.
I like it.
You ready to travel the world?
All through the magic of phrasal verbs.
Exactly.
All right, let's go. Okay, so we are ready to travel the world.
We are ready.
Using phrasal verbs.
Let's go.
All right, so first up we have two that kind of go together. Get on and get off.
Get on, get off.
So these are all about like physically entering and exiting, different modes of transportation.
I mean, these are essential for travel.
Yeah.
If you're using public transportation.
Right. You get on the bus.
You get on the train.
You get on the plane.
You get off the plane.
You get off the subway. Yeah. So it's like a very clear like action.
It's a very physical action.
Yeah. I like it.
Yeah.
Okay, so we can get on things. We can get off things. Now, what about when we're traveling and we stumble upon something?
Oh, yeah.
Unexpectedly.
Like a hidden gem.
Yeah.
That's when we use come across.
Come across.
Yeah.
So this is about finding something.
Right. Usually by chance.
Yeah,
so it's not like you're actively looking for it.
Right.
You just happen to find it.
Yeah.
Like in the script.
Yeah.
This is, I came across an old photo album yesterday.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah. It's like you weren't expecting to find it.
Right.
But there it was.
Yeah. It's almost always like a nice surprise.
Right. It usually has a positive connotation.
Yeah. Like you said, it's like a hidden gem.
You come across it and you're like, oh.
Yeah. You're like, wow.
This is great.
I didn't even know I was looking for this, but I'm so glad I found it.
Yeah. Yes. I like it.
All right. So we've come across some interesting things.
Yes.
Now let's talk about anticipation.
Yeah.
That feeling of excitement.
Ooh.
When you're really looking forward to something.
Yes.
That's where we use the phrasal verb look forward to.
Look forward to.
So it's about projecting yourself into the future and savoring that feeling.
And it's always a positive thing.
Yeah, you're not going to say, I'm looking forward to my dentist appointment.
Unless you love going to the dentist.
Unless you're one of those people.
But yeah, generally it's for like...
Yeah, it's for things that
vacations or parties.
bring you joy.
Yeah.
Things that you're excited about.
Okay, so look forward to is a good one for like...
For all those positive experiences.
Positive vibes.
Exactly.
All right, 2 more in this category. And these are travel essentials.
Oh, yes. These are key.
Check in and check out.
Check in and check out.
So these are specifically used for like hotels and airports.
Hotels, airports.
Yeah.
It's about marking the beginning and end of a stay.
Okay, so check in is when you arrive.
Yes, you arrive.
And check out is when you leave.
When you depart.
Yeah.
When you're ready to move on.
And they give you a little structure.
Right. They provide a framework for that travel experience.
I like it.
Yeah.
Okay, last one for movement and travel.
All right, let's wrap it up.
We have drop off.
Drop off.
So this is about delivering someone
to a specific location.
to a destination.
Yeah, like, can you drop me off at the station?
Yeah.
It's about providing transportation.
Yeah, and making sure
to get to where they need to go.
that they reach their destination.
Awesome. Okay.
So we've dropped them off.
Drop them off.
We've checked it. We've checked out. We've traveled the world.
We've come across some hidden gems.
We've looked forward to it all.
And we did it all using phrasal verbs.
Wow.
And it's amazing how much they enrich our language.
I know. It's incredible.
So much nuance and dynamism.
Yeah. And now I feel like I can really use these confidently in my everyday conversations.
Absolutely.
So that's it for today's deep dive on phrasal verbs.
I hope you enjoyed the journey.
I know I did, and I hope you learned a lot.
Yes.
Now go out there and use those phrasal verbs.
The world is your oyster.
Exactly. And until next time, happy learning.